So this is gonna be the first one of these in English, or American, as some Americans would say. I'm Danish, so pardon for the accent. I promised one of my my Airsoft buddies that I would do this in English so he could understand. And this is basically just why why you don't really need to lap your barrels as some would have you believe you need to do to have a really accurate gun and everything like that. It's gonna be like a lapping light. It's not gonna be like you're gonna have like 8 different compounds and all that. The reason why I say this is there's still someone online that beats the old drum about the BB going down the barrel at the top. It doesn't. If you do just a little bit of research and just don't throw this Magnus effect at everything you see, and actually investigate a little bit about the principles of fluid dynamics and high and low pressure inside the barrel. Bernoulli's principle, check it out, you might learn something. So we're going with the idea that it doesn't touch the top of the barrel. So what, I don't need to lap it like a trillion times? No, you don't. So I'll show you in real time. This is a barrel. This is just a GBB, something for I think a Glock maybe. It's dirty. I left it on purpose. I just polished them outside because then I know when I pull them out the rack, I know this is polished, so I don't have to look down them. This is just light kit, so I can see, and so you can see. This, for the purpose of the video, I just gave it a spray of salt water down there and made it a really bad barrel. The barrel is good, dimension wise, but the inside now is essentially quite terrible. So that's real time. Make that better. This is just like it's used for machining, but it's really nice. You got this V shape which will hold the barrel very nice and center, so it's not in a vise that's clamping in like this. This is just a bicycle patch, but it's really hard rubber, and it's rubber, so it doesn't slide around. So, and that is like nothing. So this doesn't deform the barrel like a vise, like you clamp it down, like you have these straight vise grips pushing it down. Then your lapping gonna mean jack shit when you pushing the barrel like this. But that's another thing. These are felt tips, and these are used for like a Dremel or something like this. I just use this. It's German, so it's good. Reliable quality, right? No, jokes aside, these are really clean. They got no particles in them, and I used them all my training when I had that many years ago, 10 years ago. But they still hold up. They still produce these, and that must be for a good reason. So let's start off. Let's just clean the barrel. This is just some 01. These are 6.5. So I just put them in a Dremel and then just take a razor blade and just spin them around and gently cut them down to size. That's very easy. You got a gauge to measure that. This is just an acrylic pipe. I just push it in. Nope. This is Remington oil. It's for real guns, but it doesn't really matter. It's for starters, it's just oil, and I covered these two because I'm gonna spray oil, and I don't want to contaminate them because I prepped these as well. So just need to be wet. I just turn it to get it in there, and then I'll just start not turn it. Not because the BB it's touching the top of the barrel and it's gonna be making a. I heard someone online say that it's gonna make some spherical grooves inside will affect the airflow. No, the BB, not the airflow. The BB touching it. If it's not touching it, it doesn't really matter. But I did this because I was trained to do like this, because I don't like to use like this on a drill spinning around, because I like using my hands because I can really feel what I'm doing. So we're almost there. You can feel the oxidization go. We're not done yet with this. This is just for a clean. And here we go. This is just it's a polishing compound for chrome. Why I use this? They have good quality control. So the particles in this, they're fairly good. At least they're good enough for what we're about to do, which is an airsoft barrel. Don't worry, we'll get there. Finger on so I don't go too far. And I just turn you, if you see, I turn very slightly every pass. And the reason why I don't have any kind of centering tool or whatever they call it is because this is very flexible. This filt tip is actually quite hard, so it will not do like this. It will just go up and down the barrel. And what you can hear, wait a minute, it's material getting removed. It's not this touching anything. Normally we would say that you need some kind of hard tip, because the particles get embedded in the hard tip, and it will grind it from there. Yeah, it does, but if you just use enough on this, eventually it will be like that. Also because the felt is quite hard, and it's like it's produced with some kind of epoxy inside, which is making the core really hard. It's felt all the way through, but it's like epoxied in. So and it's also a bit milder in terms of the compound grit. So this would be 1,000 grits or something, like if you're talking sandpaper. 15 microns if you're talking like polishing compounds, or maybe 20. So this is it for this, at least. Now it needs some cleaning. I'll just do that. We're gonna do it with this now. This has also been cleaned. My hands have been washed. So what now? I'm gonna use this. The other one was chrome, a little bit coarser in the grit. This is for acrylic polish. It's for visors for bikes and for headlights and so on. So this is quite fine. So I'll just pack it in there. And once again, in it goes. And you can see that it's changing color like this. It's getting like a really gray, and it's material. If you see anything that's black or gray when you're doing this, it's because it's removing material. The black is particles from, this process of removing these. So if it sounds like that, just a little bit of oil. It's running, a bit dry. I'm I'm just going to do this real time so you can see it's not like a huge process or anything. And if you're worried that, oh, your barrel's going to get dented and anything like some of these lapping guys on YouTube are saying, it's not. This felt tip is it's a cylinder shape. It's quite hard. And if you're moving it like this and just, not staying at the same place, doing this, moving it up and down, concentrating a little bit, just be thorough with the cleaning and, your hand movement. I really hate doing pistol barrels because they're so short. Can't really get like a good rhythm into it if they jump out. But we'll try this. Yeah, let's just leave it at this. I'll clean it again and all over at the last one, and then we'll check the result. So, the last one. And for this one, we're going to use something, maybe some of you heard of it. It's called Polywatch. It's for polishing, the dome that goes over, like the acrylic domes and some of the older, like older Rolex watches and older Omegas and stuff like this. I got a lot of these compounds. What is this? Because it's an 8. It's an 8 micron. Got a lot of them. 1 and all the way down. This for a brass, it's perfect. And it's cheap. Well, fairly cheap compared to the diamond ones. So the Polywatch, we're not going to apply this because it takes a lot to fill in this, and this is it's not expensive, but it's expensive compared to this. So we're gonna drop it in the barrel instead, and we're gonna just lay it at the bottom because we're gonna spin it just a little bit. I realized I started at the wrong end. No matter. These pistol piece of shit. So we're just gonna go through and through and through and through, and ever so slightly, and not very often. You're gonna just change the rotation just a little bit. And if this feels like it's running a little bit dry, now it is. Just a smidge. Turn it so it goes. Nope. Sorry if I'm not talking that much. I'm concentrating just a little bit here. Not that it's going to be good because I'm going to redo this after this. Just like, so it's proper. Because this barrel is not mine. So, it probably will need a little bit more work, but you get the idea of how you do it. So, I'll just clean it up and let's check it. So, clean it out. Is it the most perfect precision barrel lapping process in the world? No, it's not. But it is sufficient for Airsoft. What more can you ask than this? So, hope this was somewhat useful. see you next time. Maybe it will be in English too. Who knows? So, is lapping gonna help your barrel? If you got a nice, nice steel barrel like a PDI or Maple Leaf or whatever one of those, like really nice steel or very nice brass barrels. No, you're not gonna feel, if some, not any difference. If you feel like you feel a lot of difference, good on you. Then half is in your head, right? But if you got a very bad, brass barrel, and you lap it, like real lapping, like with a hard core and everything like that, yeah, you're gonna feel a difference. But if you got a really bad brass barrel, one of the first thing after the bucking people upgrade is their barrels. So if you got a bad barrel and you do this, yeah, the only thing, well, one of the things I really like about doing this, it's tinkering, it's fiddling with your gun, and it's like a last step kind of thing, this lapping or polishing, or yeah. The reason why I like to do it with my brass barrels, because I like brass barrels the best. They're easy to polish, that's why. It provides some corrosion resistance, and it also helps with ease of clean after a game. So that's why I do it. I don't try to fool myself into thinking, oh, it's going to be so much more accurate with this. No, it's from a maintenance perspective I do it. It's easy to clean. It stays cleaner longer. So that's why I do it. And on a side note, coated barrels, don't do it. You need to go through this coating. This is an anodized aluminium barrel. This anodizing is really hard. It's tough to get through with just lapping compounds. And the reason why you do this is for ease of use. This is very dirt resistant, and it's very easy to clean up because it's like super hard. So if you just want to shoot, do this.